Young Turks, sponsored by GoDaddy.com. The National Organization of Women is wondering whether President Obama is not nominating Elizabeth Warren yet for the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau because of sexism. Uh-oh. That's what we in the business call elbow from the sky. That's a big, heavy charge against Obama. So now there's two elements of this that I want to break down for you. One, the merits of it. Is it true or untrue, in my opinion? And number two, the politics of it. Let's start with the merits. Well, look, they say that there's not a lot of positions for women in power in the financial area. Now, I can give you some of the numbers here. Now, remember in the old days when Brooksley Born, who was the head of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, warned the good old boys network, Bob Rubin, and at the time, Larry Summers, Tim Geithner, et cetera, under the Clinton administration, hey, watch out for the derivatives. She was 100% right, and they totally ignored her. In fact, they said, quote, she's not a team player. Now, that's the old boys network. So that's score one for National Organization of Women saying, like, women have been shut out before. So was Sheila Blair, who also warned, who was also ignored, right? So they were right on that. Elizabeth Warren, also right. But now, that was not Obama's administration. How's Obama's administration? Well, Sheila Blair has one of the most important positions. She's the head of the FDIC under Obama. In fact, we've got the head of the FDIC and the SEC are both currently headed by women. Only one of them was appointed by Obama, though. Two of Obama's three picks to join the Fed's Board of Governors were women. Pretty good. On the other hand, on Treasury's top 20 officials, only 5 of them are women. And out of the CFTC, the OCC, and the Fed, and of the 5 current Fed governors, only one is a woman, Elizabeth Duke. So some of the top positions not filled by women. Okay, so it's a little bit of a mixed bag. But if you ask me, no, you can't call Obama sexist. I mean, look, you know I'm tough on Obama, and you know that I didn't like what he did with financial reform. But we have to keep it real. His Secretary of State's a woman. His 2 Supreme Court nominees were both women. Okay, and you've got Sheila Blair there, et cetera. The list goes on and on. To say that Obama is sexist is, if you ask me, way overstretching. Now, if you say Obama's wrong on this and should appoint Elizabeth Warren, I'm 1,000,000% with you. Is he not appointing her because he's thinking, she's a woman, I don't know if we want a woman in that position? I gotta say no to that. No. Now, let's go to the politics of it. For the politics, they're playing it just right. Whoa, why? Because, look, you got to put real political pressure on them. And in order to put political pressure on somebody, you got to bring a whooping stick. And this is a whooping stick. Now, why does it matter? Because they're desperate to get women voters. And in fact, Obama had trouble with women voters running against Hillary Clinton. So he cares about that. He's a politician. He knows that's where the votes are. So if you've got the National Organization of Women saying, hey, maybe you're sexist, oh, he's going to pay attention to that, okay? Because it might cost them votes. Now, the other thing that they're pointing out, which is another reason why this could be successful, is they're like, remember Larry Summers? He's the number 2 guy now in terms of Obama's economic team. He's the guy that got run out of Harvard because he said women might not be as good at science and math as men. And so listen to a part of the letter from now. Essentially, they say, quote, essentially he claimed that men are innately inclined to be better at math and science than women. Let's hope that Obama doesn't listen to Summers on this decision. Elbow from the sky. That'll send him in a panic because Larry Summers got basically run out of town before on those charges. So he's very sensitive to those charges. So he's going to want to cover himself. He's going to say, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not sexist. No. Of course I'm in favor of women. And that panic will then transfer over to Obama. Well, I'm not going to lose female voters. And my guy, Larry Summers, oh, he was charged with sexism before. Oh, this doesn't look good. You see? Panic. And if you want him to go in the right direction, that's the kind of panic you need to create. That's real political pressure. Now, so when you look at those two things, I don't think they're right on the merits. I think they're right on the politics. How do I come out on it? Well, I wouldn't have done it because it's not right. I don't think he really is sexist. They did it. Interesting. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, you see what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real with you. It's interesting pressure. I wouldn't have gone in that direction. But if it works, I don't like the way they did it, but, well, you got to give them credit for getting it done, right? And we'll see. Before Elizabeth Warren was on the ropes, we'll see if it's not just if they decide for Elizabeth Warren. You have to have some indication that this scared them. So if we get some inside leaks or some news stories about this, and then it turns out that tipped the scales and went to Elizabeth Warren, then you got to give them credit for playing hardball. Whether you liked the charge itself or agreed with the charge or not, that's realpolitik. Sign up at GoDaddy.com with TYT3 promo code, and you get any .com domain name for just $7.49. I don't think you can beat that offer. In fact, I'm positive you can't beat it. Go.